on my personal Facebook page, which should be. Tonight is gonna be fun.
Okay.
This afternoon, evening. I know we on two different coasts here.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so it's live on my Facebook group. My Facebook page. Let's see if we are live in the group. That's the most important place for us to be live. Okay, now it should be. All right. We are live, both the Facebook group and on my page. So everybody in the group, I know you guys are going to be joining on as we are rolling this evening, afternoon, depending on where you are. I'm in the East Coast. But I want to welcome you all here this evening. Super, super excited for my special guest who I've been messaging for some time now. So I'm so grateful to have her on. So I want to introduce Kellie Harden of Heels, Deals, and Wheels. And she is just crushing it in this mobile home space, mentoring, coaching people. Her and her brother are taking over this space. So I want to welcome you, Kellie, and thank you so much for joining me this evening. Tell us a little bit, just, your story of how you got into the space, who you are, what you guys are doing now, and we'll go from there.
Well, first of all, Jazmine, I appreciate you inviting me on here, and I'm telling you, you're going to think I'm kidding. I said, I'm starting to get important to a lot of people anytime Jazmine asks me to come on here. I'm starting to get, I kid you not. I said, I ain't going to be late for this. I done put my dog in doggy daycare. I said, ain't nobody going to mess this up for me.
Yes.
So I made sure the internet and everything is working. I said, I got to be in here for Jazmine, because when Jazmine starts interviewing you or asks you for an interview, people are looking. So I appreciate you inviting me on here. I greatly appreciate it. I'm sorry about the time. This is the only time that I was, able to come on here. So Jazmine, me and my brother's name is Joel Harden. We've been in the mobile home business about 3 years.
Okay.
We started off in real estate, and I'm not going to lie, Jazmine, every success that we've had in real estate has been by accident. It really has. We bought a house, we paid for it. We bought another house, we paid for it, and the money was just coming in. And then we started saying, hey, this is getting expensive. Mm-hmm. $180,000 house, you collecting maybe $2,100. And we like, this is getting expensive. Yeah. And what was happening, Jazmine, we were using our own capital. Mm-hmm. And so I was on my way to Las Vegas last year, and my brother said, hey, we're running out of money. We tapping out. Mm-hmm. And, we both have great jobs. I have an excellent job. I'm a travel nurse out here in California. So I travel between California and Texas. Okay. And I was headed to Las Vegas, and my brother said, Kellie, you got to watch this guy. His name is CJ from CJ University. You got to watch it, right? He's a young guy, I'm like, okay, what is this guy going to tell me? So I told my brother, after I get from Las Vegas, I'll check it out. Because my brother was like, we're running out of money. We need to do something, different. This was after we found out about mobile home investing. Then we started buying the mobile homes with our own personal capital. Okay. So this guy, he blew my mind. I took his course, and he showed us how to use, credit cards, instead of using our own capital, how to get business credit, which, a lot of people don't know that there's a difference between business credit and personal credit. Right. And I just started listening to him, and I started to be in he has like a weekly Zoom. Okay. And I got in on his Zoom, and he's a real estate guru, like yourself. And I was like, hey, CJ, you ever thought about mobile home investing? Because I'm tapped out with this real estate, 180,000 over here. And he was like, Kellie, I never thought about it. And we started talking. And next thing you know, he partnered up with us. We had a big interview out in Houston. And the course just skyrocketed from that point on.
Wow.
So, yeah.
That's amazing. So what's his name again? You said CJ?
His name is CJ from CJ University. He has several YouTube videos and everything. Okay. And, and now, we're not using our own money anymore. We're not stressed out anymore. We let our tenants pay our credit cards off from our business.
Yeah, and that's the key right there. And I think like, that's the aspect that I want to really dive deep into with you tonight, because it gets to a point, like you said, you're spending all this money, you're getting your return slowly but surely with those monthly rents, but then it's like, all right, money ran out, what do I do now? How do you keep that ball going? So firstly, though, how did you get in? So you were already in the single family space.
We were in the single family space. And like I said,
into the mobile home. How?
Well, you know what? We started saying this single family home is costing us an arm and a leg, and the only way we knew anything about single family homes because our mother owned several homes back in the day. And so we got it from our mother. We didn't read not one book. Like I said, everything was by luck. And then after we start running out of capital, we was like, hey, let's look at something cheaper. And I Googled on YouTube, other avenues to make money, that's not, real estate related. And we found a couple from TCA, Trailer Cash Academy, JS Samara. I'll tell anybody that was a wonderful course. They have changed my life. I have taken several other courses since then, but they are the main ones who really started the ball rolling for me and my brother. And I also have a business partner out here as well in California. Her name is Shannon Harkless. So we all took the course and we just been rolling with it.
Oh man, I love it. I was lucky to actually win their course. They had like a YouTube raffle going on, and I was like, I'm going to be there. I'm going to be the winner of this course, and I won their course. So I was really, really, really happy to be able to have that and to have access to that too. Because for those who don't know, now like I'm in love with mobile homes now. Like love.
And you know what, Jazmine, I have a coworker because I tell everybody I'm transparent. I still work as a nurse. I'm not going to sit up here and lie and, saying I'm not working. I still work. And I have a coworker. He cracks me up. He's been working on this same property for 3 years, as long as me and my brother been in the mobile home business. And I'm thinking, when is it going to be finished? When are you going to get when are you going to get a payment? Forget about a profit. When are you going to get a payment? Please let me know. And so we joke with one another. I'm like, you haven't even received the payment. And I have several mobile homes, and me and my brother, we were receiving several payments. You have yet to receive not one payment.
Wow.
So yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, it just makes sense. It just makes sense. So break it down for me a little bit. So you guys are utilizing, credit cards, or what type of, because I know, you guys have been very creative, with being able to fund your projects and really have a higher return on your investments, because you're not having to, pull that money out. So I mean, what has that looked like overall?
Well, you know what, Jazmine, I don't want to give away too much, but we basically use our credit cards to pay for our mobile homes.
Love it.
That's what we do. That's what we do. And then we have our tenant, sometimes we'll take all of the cash out of our bank accounts and pay the credit card off. Or sometimes we let our tenants do it. Because could you imagine what that's doing to your credit score? You're charging mobile homes $3,000, $5,000, $10,000 on your credit card, and then you turn around and paying it off, or maybe you slowly letting your tenant paying it off. I don't know anybody else's interest rate, but if I took $20,000 off my credit card, it's not going, that payment ain't going to be maybe $350, $360.
Right.
And then I'm getting $1,500 from my tenant. My tenant is paying my credit card. I'm not paying it.
I love that. And are you renting, like just purely renting, or are you doing rent to owns as well?
And you know what, Jazmine, I'm glad you brought that up. A lot of people like renting. Ooh, rent. You gotta deal with the tenant and this, that, and the other. But it's a beautiful thing. You know what, Jazmine? Me and my brother, we're in our 50s, and I cannot see owner financing a mobile home out, and then 5 to 7 years later, after that note is over, you got to find another mobile home.
Yeah.
You get 5 to 7 years of payment. Sure, they're not calling you, but you've got to find another mobile home. You're gonna have to do it. And I'm 55 years old. 5 to 7 years from now, I can't find myself driving for dollars looking for another mobile home.
Right.
I'd rather rent it. Okay. And if they want to call me about a roach or the AC ain't working, so be it. That's gonna be a tax write-off for me. I go to my tax man. Hey, she called me about the roach. I had to do the Orkin man. I had to go get the AC. I'm happy when they call. I'm happy, and if we get, where we have too many mobile homes, then maybe we'll consider a management company. But right now we don't need one.
Okay. And you guys, I know that you're in Texas. I know you're buying properties in Texas. Are you also buying properties in California?
Let me tell you something about this California market. Number one, I just want to be transparent with people, Jazmine. And even before you buy my course, if you're in the state of California, I'm not going to even lie. The deals are slim to none here. The only way that me and my business partner, Shannon Harkless, have ever gotten a deal here is because we know a realtor out here that gives us deals, some wholesale deals. But a lot of these people, they only want to deal with realtors. And these mobile homes out here are the prices of single family homes are in the southern states.
Wow.
So it's rough. Yeah. It's rough. If you live in the state of California and you plan on being in the mobile home business, please have another state that you can do business in, because you're going to be sitting on your hands. There are a couple of people very successful at it. I'm not going to lie, Jazmine. We have had maybe 6 deals. I don't call that success. If we didn't know this realtor, we probably wouldn't even have that.
Right.
But, it's just hard. It's hard out here. So we do most of our business in Texas. Okay. Texas, California, and Arizona have the largest amount of mobile homes. So when people say, "Oh, you interested in buying out of state?" I don't need to.
Right.
We got an influx of mobile homes. I don't need to go out of state. I'm not interested in no deal out of state. Too many mobile homes in Texas.
Right.
We don't need to move out of here and do business elsewhere.
Yeah. And are you wholesaling any of them, or strictly renting?
Well, here in California, we do a lot of wholesaling. Okay. We're more buy and hold type of people, but we do wholesale. We'll wholesale mobile homes that maybe too expensive. We're not interested in buying ourselves. We're willing to do something like that. But, we're more of a buy and hold, type of people. We got in the mobile home game kind of late, Jazmine, so we try to catch up. We're trying to catch up. Anything good that's worth holding on to, we're gonna hold on to it and cash flow it. That's where we at now.
Yeah. And I'm just getting in it. So I feel like I'm super late and I see y'all, but then I feel like we're still early. I mean, a lot of people are just now like, hold up, just like me. So yeah, we on the cusp. But when it comes to, obviously you've done the single families, you've done the mobile homes. What are some key differences for you? Of course, price. I'm sure that's probably the biggest difference. When it comes to working with maybe clients, renters, sellers, or just the whole process overall, what are some key differences that you recognized?
Normally when you're dealing with mobile homes, you're dealing with poor people who need to get rid of their mobile home. And if they know you have cash, they're willing to give you that mobile home for little to no money. Yeah. I'm not saying take advantage of people, but these people are motivated. They're very motivated. Yeah. And you know what? And Jazmine, recently, I would say not even 3 weeks ago, our park manager from our sister park contacted us, and she was like, "Kellie, we have like 5 mobile homes for sale. My contractor, who's now my student, he bought 4 of them. He got wind of it. He bought 4 of them. And so by the time we got there, they had 1 left, but it was only 646 square feet. So I'm like, this is like tiny home.
Right.
2 bedroom, 1 bath. And she wanted $25,000 for it. Me and my brother was like, 25? Oh, no. I said, that's too much. And you know what she did, Jazmine? In a matter of 30 seconds, she threw the keys. I actually bought the keys. I'm like, she would have hit me in the face. And she said, here, take it. $10,000.
Wow.
In 30 seconds.
Wow.
Because when they know you got cash, Jazmine, they're not going to let you leave. And she knows us from other parts.
Right.
She know we have the money and off our credit cards. Not that we balling like that, off the credit card. And and that's it.
Wow.
That's it. The mobile home business, man, and I'll tell you what, it is quicker buying a mobile home than buying a car. I have sat in car dealership. I'm like, oh Lord. And then, then we got to wax the car and wash it. I'm like, oh, here we go. Another 2 hours.
Right.
You know, I have purchased, I would say, a mobile home in a matter of minutes.
Yeah. Yeah. And you know what? I had this same experience because I mean, again, I've been doing this now just a couple months, right? And I just noticed the level of motivation from people in house, right? Versus the people that are the sellers in a mobile home. I'm talking about drastic difference. Drastic. I mean, I'm over here talking to people in a single family house. They want $1 million, you know, and you can't talk them down if you don't got, you know, it's the mentality is just like out of this world. And I'm talking to these sellers in a mobile home. They're more grounded, they're more realistic in their expectations. And like you said, they're just highly motivated. I mean, I had a call last night. I just gave him an offer. I'm like, $500. He's like, all right. I'm like, wait, what? Like, I'm ready. I'm always prepared to negotiate and, you know, really dig deep. But they like, all right. I mean, I got my first one for free. Free. And I had heard about that. I'm like,
yeah. We actually got 5 mobile homes for free. We wind up just wholesaling them because all of them needed to be moved. So we wind up wholesaling those mobile homes. But yeah, people don't understand. You could get free mobile homes. You know, you have somebody who wants, they might have a mobile home on land. Yes. They want it moved because they got a new one coming in. Yes. And I'm going to tell you the truth, Jazmine. I think a lot of times either these sellers want it removed from their property because they don't know how to do the paperwork to move it, you know, or sometimes they just want it moved. They want it gone. They want the new mobile home to come. And we have gotten several free mobile homes, and people don't believe it when I tell them, yeah, you could get free mobile homes all day long.
Yes, all day long. It's incredible. It's absolutely incredible. And are you focusing primarily in parks? I know you mentioned a couple parks. Or are you doing on land as well?
I would love to have a deal on land. I have done some deals on land, but I have, most of those have been wholesale deals, but I have not purchased one. Most of mine have been in parks.
Okay. Okay. I love it. I love it. Now, I know you had mentioned, I saw somewhere where you had mentioned that you have a dealer's and installer's license.
Yeah, I have a retailer. Yeah, I have a retailer's, broker's, and installer's license here in the state of Texas. Okay. Me and my business partner, Shannon Harkless, my brother is not licensed. You do not need to be licensed in this business. You don't need to be licensed. Yes. A lot of people go, you know, when people start making up excuses why they can't do stuff,
right?
It ain't going to work.
Exactly.
It's not going to work. Now, I took the course like 3 years ago 2 years ago, I took the course where you actually was sitting in the classroom. But since that pandemic, I guess now everything is online or whatever, but it was open book, you know, so it don't take a rocket scientist to figure it out. Just flipping a bunch of pages and calling a day, writing the answer down. Okay. And and then after that, you know, you have to get the surety bond and all that kind of LLC, and you know.
So do you have to have a physical location? Because we're planning on getting ours in North Carolina, and I know they were saying like, we're going to get our dealer's license. I don't know if it requires, do you have to have a physical space where you're going to be?
Well, it depends on what state that you're in. And I'm glad you brought that up, Jazmine, because exactly 4 days after I got my license, guess who come knocking on the door with a little badge? And they wanted to make sure that we had an office. And I did. And I was so proud, Jazmine. I had just put my plaque up. I was like, yeah, I got my plaque. And then, so they came in like the police, and they made sure we had a space. And they only stayed maybe 10 minutes, and they talked to us. And we had just purchased one mobile home. I had my little paperwork and my little desk, and I was so proud. I was sitting back, relaxing, you know, like I was waiting for them. I was so happy at the one little mobile home that we had at that time, and I had my little plaque on the wall. It was like I was waiting for them, but they will come. I haven't heard anybody else say they've come, but they did come to my house to make sure. Now, it depends on what state you are in. I heard Florida is really, really strict. Yeah. But you do have to have a personal space. But ours is, you know, in our home, in the office. Yeah.
Okay. So what made you guys decide to get a license since you don't
You know, my business partner, Shannon Harkless, she was like, come on, if we're going to do this, let's do it.
Right.
You know, and at the time, my brother was like, I don't know about the mobile home. I had to talk my mom and my brother into it. But after that first mobile home, and I kid you not, Jazmine, the first mobile home that we purchased, my favorite uncle passed away during that whole deal, my mother's youngest brother. And I told my mother, I hope you understand. And I'm a nurse, Jazmine. I'm real. You know, he wasn't going to know if I was there or not anyway. He knew I loved him. You know, I told him I can't go. You know, I don't know this handyman. I'm just introduced myself to the park manager. I won't be able to go. Right. And so what happened is they went to the funeral, came back, and I handed the baton off to my brother. I said, here, go ahead and sell it. And we sold it. And that was it. And after that, I have created two monsters, Jazmine. My mother and brother just running all around, driving for dollars. I'm like, would y'all go sit down somewhere? Right. Hey, but you know what, Jazmine? And I tell everybody, be careful of the vehicle you drive in these parks. How can you ask a poor person for, you know, to give you their mobile home for cheap and you're driving in a Mercedes? And my mother had a little hard time with that. Like, you don't put that car up and drive that raggedy thing you got. You know, so why? I don't get it. I'm like, okay, just go work with me, please. Do not drive no Mercedes up in the park. You know, that's not a good look.
Oh my goodness, that's so funny. I was talking with my mother. You know, I think she's on my live now on Instagram. But you know, just everybody like, oh, I'm talking about mobile homes, and everybody giving you this like, girl, mobile home. Everybody trying to, you know, it's a perception, you know, that goes along with that. But then when they, you know, you show them the ROI and all these things, then people's ears start raising like, hold on, you know. So that's very interesting that you said that, because I feel like a lot of people are missing this opportunity because of this perception of mobile homes.
Right. And you know what, Jazmine, my mother was like, why are you teaching the course? Why are you telling everybody? Because do you know how many mobile homes there are in the United States?
Lots. How many?
You know, I could buy up every mobile home in the United States. There's no way. There's no way. So, and look at Warren Buffett, one of the richest men in the world. He's the owner of Clayton Mobile Homes.
I know.
So if that don't tell you this ain't the market to be in, I don't know what to tell you.
Right.
I don't know what to tell you. If Warren Buffett, if Kellie, Harden, and Jazmine, if we can't convince you, I don't know. Don't get into business. That's
right.
Us.
Absolutely. So one thing I do want to ask you though, because you're working with your mother, your brother, right? And I think just in our community in general, there's a stigma behind working with family. Obviously y'all killing it. You know, what do you think is the success to your family being able to successfully work together?
You know what, Jazmine, we have always worked together. You know, if one of us come up with an idea, we always help that person, you know, and vice versa. That's just how our family dynamics has always been, you know, and that it just works for us. That's what works, you know.
Yeah, I absolutely love it. I mean, just seeing you and your brother just working together, I love it. I just love it. And y'all, it's like the yin and the yang, like y'all just mesh so well together.
But you know what, Jazmine, my brother is a little comedian, and I could get my joke on from a time or two, but I don't want you to be thinking we get along all the time. Sometimes we be in the mobile home. I'm like, you know what? I'm not even coming back here with you tomorrow. You can come in here by yourself. We don't get along all the time. We have regular brother and sister, you know, issues, but you know, for the most part, he's there for me, you know. And I tell anybody, if you don't have anybody to help you, you know, this is not going to be the business to be in, you know.
Yeah,
it's not. And we try to do a lot of the work on our own. You know, we are YouTube rehabbers. We look everything up on YouTube.
Right.
We do the best we can. Luckily, we have two contractors that's, you know, pretty good. One of our contractors, he don't even mind showing us stuff, you know, so we've been blessed with that, because how many contractors going to show you what they do?
Right.
You know, So, and I've created a monster with him. He's in my course, and this man is buying up mobile homes left and right. And he was doing single family home. And I tell you what, Jazmine, I met him over a year ago, and he was actually looking for a mobile home for his daughter. And he came by one of the mobile homes we had, and we had a ladybug problem in the peak of the roof of the mobile home. This ladybugs was just, and ladybugs supposed to be luck. And my mother was, oh, don't that lucky. I'm like, this is too much luck. All these ladybugs coming out of here. And so he came and he was like, hey, I can come fix that for them on tomorrow. And I'm thinking, I don't even know you,
Right.
And so the next day, I didn't tell him to come. The next day, me and my brother were inside the mobile home. We were doing some little minor repairs. And my brother said, you hear somebody on the roof? I'm like, no. I looked out the front window and there was a ladder there. And so I come running outside. I kid you not, Jazmine, he had the whole peak of the roof, the front of the mobile home down. I was like, oh my God, please. I hope you know how to put it back up.
Oh my goodness.
Put it back up. And I tell you what, he told me, Kellie, I can beat anybody's price. And I have worked with him ever since. We have another backup guy, but this is our main guy. This is our main guy that we deal with. It's just been a blessing.
And how did you find him?
He was driving by. He was looking for a mobile home for his daughter.
Right.
Yeah. And he was like, mobile homes? I never thought about that. But I tell you, I kid you not, Jazmine, his first mobile home that he bought, this man decked it out, had sliding barn doors, all this kind of stuff. He wanted $180,000 for the mobile home inside a park. I was like, you need to come down to reality. Well, he did wind up selling it for, I believe, like $80,000, but he did way too much. We're not trying to do all this, stuff you see on TV.
Right.
He's trying to make it livable, nice and clean. That's all y'all have to do. Yeah. But he went way and above. But I'm sure he knows where to get a lot of this free stuff from, where we don't.
Yeah.
It was nice, but it actually stayed on the market for 8 months between him rehabbing it. And then he had a realtor. I'm like, come on, you're doing too much. This is not a single family home. You need a realtor.
That mindset shift, he probably had to, just because you're in two totally different spaces. Speaking of those two different spaces, you had a post recently explaining the difference of the ROI that you were receiving from the single families versus the mobile home. Like, just talk about that, like the difference.
So one of our single family homes is actually in Arlington, Texas. That's the one we don't owe any money on any of our homes. And so we paid $180,000 for that home. The tenant has been in there for 9 years. We've never gone up on the rent. But looking at the comps, we should be getting $2,100, but we're only getting $15,000.
Okay.
And that's bad on my part. I've never gone up on the rent.
Right.
My tenant's mother has cancer. The mother has moved in with her, soft heart.
Right.
I'm like, I'm just going to keep it 15. She pays, but I could be getting 21. So Jazmine, we spent 180 for this single family home. We could get 21. And then we just recently bought a mobile home for barely 20. And we're getting 21 for that. Minus the lot rent now. The lot rent is $615, so you still like in the $1,500,
right?
$1,500. So can you see we spent barely 20 and getting about 15, and we're still getting 15. Could probably get 21 for a single family home. We spent $180,000 for.
I mean, that is huge.
Yeah,
huge difference.
Yeah, and so do you know how many mobile homes I could buy for $180,000 if I was to sell that home? And the only reason why I'm not selling the Jazmine is because, the family is in there. But the second they tell me they moving, I'm going to help them move. I'm like, y'all gone? Ooh, bye. See y'all.
What you need?
I'm going to help them. My bad knee and everything. I'm helping them move out of there. So,
wow.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's a really, really big difference. I mean, sheesh. Yeah. I mean, I'm even thinking just in reference, because, so far I've only wholesale. All of the mobile homes we've done, we've wholesale. I really want to just kind of understand this business, but we got to start buying them and just, holding them as well. So, just I mean, the speed of like getting the property, wholesaling it. I mean, we getting paid in a day or two versus we got to wait, 30 days for funding to be approved, another 30 days, 40 days for this. It's just, I mean, this space is just.
Right. And Jazmine, you didn't bring up the biggest thing, inspection. We don't have no inspection. You don't have no inspection. Now, I will tell you, Jazmine, we had a wheelchair ramp added on to a mobile home because the family had a son that was in the wheelchair.
Okay.
I call myself doing them a favor. They wind up stabbing me in the back, and they call the inspector. Now, your mobile home, they can call the inspector on you, and that's what happened. But the mobile home and the wheelchair ramp passed the inspection. So they had to eat humble pie, but you don't need an inspection. You had like a single family home, but my God, you build one of those from the ground up, they're inspecting the heck out of it.
Every single step of the way.
Yeah.
When you're done, and you got to get an occupancy just to get somebody up in there.
Right. And then Jazmine, what about the taxes? Our single family home, we just had to pay $6,800 because we own the home. We own it. Wow. And then the mobile home, barely $80, $80-something, $86 or something like that.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, I love it. And I know you saying you're doing this part-time. You still working. You traveling between 2 states. What does the day in the life of Kellie look like? I mean, most people that are kind of in this space wanting to get into this, they're still working. How are you able to manage rentals, looking for properties, and then traveling between 2 states?
Well, I tell you, Jen, I told you, my mom and my brother, they stay on, hey, Kellie, look at this. Oh, come on, let's take a video. Let's get on StreamYard. Let me show you this, whatever. My mother don't even know nothing about StreamYard. Let's get on that thing where I show you the video. And so I have created like 2 monsters. So that's how that works. So what happens, Jazmine, 9 times out of 10, I really rely on my brother more than my mom.
Yeah.
But he shows me the house. We do a video. I'm like, okay, let's go ahead and buy it. Put it on the credit card, call it a day. And then I will make arrangements to fly out to, try to help him. But you've seen it, Jazmine. We're in there joking and cracking up, laughing.
I love it.
It's not like a whole lot of stuff that needs to be done on these mobile homes, not like you would do in a single family home. And when we buy these homes, we always try to let our contractor see it first, but so be it. If he doesn't see it, I mean, what really bad can be wrong with a mobile home where it's going to cost you a lot of money?
Yeah.
You might have an AC issue. You might have a roof issue. Okay. But it's not going to cost you thousands and thousands of dollars like a single family home.
Right.
And let's just say you do buy a mobile home and it turns out to be a headache. Guess what? Go wholesale it. Wholesale it to somebody else. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Let them do their own due diligence. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, okay, yeah, it looked like this roof might need some help. Just be transparent with them. That's going to be your headache, not mine no more.
Right. Right. So driving for dollars. I know you said your brother and your mother been driving for dollars. Is that like one of your primary marketing methods of like finding deals?
You know what, Jazmine? We have never put out not one bandit sign.
Wow.
We use business cards. We sprinkle them out by the mailboxes, of the mobile home park. Okay. And I tell my students, if you befriend 3 park managers who have sister parks, the sky is the limit. They're going to be calling you, and that's why me and my brother was like, hey, we got to figure out how we can get some more money because I'm like, I don't know who told y'all our last name was Rockefeller, but we running out of money. And if you get 3 park managers from large parks that have sister parks, you're driving for dollars. Days is over. They're going to be calling you. Sometimes it's a mobile home you might not be interested in, but guess what? Go wholesale it.
Yeah. And I think that's, I mean, I hear definitely like bandit signs. Like that's probably the number one from like YouTube and stuff. It's probably the number one marketing strategy that I hear about. And then the second one is park managers, like building those relationships with those park managers.
Right.
Yeah. So
9 times out of 10, Jazmine, sometimes the park manager, since they like us so much, they're like, oh, do you mind if we send you tennis? No. Yeah, send us some tennis. Yeah. So,
I made a mistake. I went to a couple of weeks ago. We went to North Carolina. So we were doing this in North Carolina, we drove around on a Saturday thinking we were going to run into some park managers. Was not one park manager, nowhere to be found. So I'm like, okay, well, we learned a few things about, park managers, at least in North Carolina, the area we was in. They're not there on the weekends, for one. So we got to access them other ways. And then most of them weren't, on the park. There was very few parks that actually had a office where the park managers based on it. Most of them had, had an office off site.
Right.
So yeah,
right.
that's interesting. But I know that's key. So we're gonna definitely work on building those relationships. How much time would you say is needed, on average to be successful at this? If you are working, maybe if you don't particularly have, a huge team or anybody, to help you in the beginning stages.
You know what? If you don't have anybody, Jazmine, I would probably buy a mobile home if you're buying and holding.
Yeah.
That doesn't need like a lot of work. Okay. I would definitely do that. And, find you a reliable handyman. Sometimes the park has recommendations, but I would definitely buy one that doesn't need a lot of work. If it needs a lot of work, you're going to need some help.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to need some help. Because I have heard of horror stories where people pay the handyman first, all that kind of stuff. Boy. That's not going to work, especially if you're a woman in this business. One of the contractors that we had actually got pretty mouthy with me one time. And he was always arguing with women in the park. I'm like, your job is to fix this home. Why are you arguing over a parking spot with a woman? And I say, and then the lady actually called me, because what we do, Jazmine, we put our 800 number in the window and say we buy mobile homes. Mm-hmm. So she got the number. She was like, hey, your guy is over here arguing with me. I said, so you mean to tell me that I'm supposed to believe you're not arguing with this woman, but you're standing here arguing with me and I'm your boss? Do you not understand I'm your boss?
Right.
I'm your boss for this project.
Yes, that's a fact.
As a woman being in this business, you're gonna need some help. Woman or man, you're gonna need some help. You're definitely gonna need some help. You can't do this by yourself.
Yeah,
it's gonna be hard. Absolutely. But like I said, it's not like a single family home. The little things you have to do is not going to take a long time.
Yeah.
It's not going to take a long time.
I love it. And I know, because you were saying that your brother, a lot of times he'll FaceTime you or StreamYard, so that you guys can look at the property, or you can look at the property and you guys can make a decision. Do you have any no ways? Like if the property has X, don't even send it my way, or it's just a no-no? Like, is there anything that you just will not even consider?
If they need a roof, I really have to think hard about that. Mm-hmm. I really, and another thing, Jazmine, I don't know even if you know it. Me and my brother bought a mobile home, and we was like, "Oh man, this is so cheap." Matter of fact, my mother found it, and this is our baby here. It's ugly as I don't know what, but this is our 4-bedroom, 2-bath. It was an ugly yellow color. My mother found the mobile home, and she was pretty new to the game, and she was telling me about the mobile home. I'm thinking, Ma, you don't know what you're talking about. When we got over there, it was a gold mine. And the guy wanted $8,000 for the mobile home. He told us it was like in the 1990s. Come to find out, it was in 1983. So I said, sir, so you wanted $8,000 when you thought it was the 1990s. Now you know it's in 1983. You still can't want $8,000.
Right.
It's gone down because it's older. And he was like, oh, man. And so we wind up giving him $3,000 for the mobile home. Right. And what we fail to realize, Jazmine, is that just because, and I hope your listeners are listening, just because you buy a mobile home and it has a window unit in it, doesn't mean you can replace that window unit. That person might have been grandfathered in to have that window unit. But you as the new buyer got to have central air.
Oh, wow.
So when we found out about that, me and my brother was like, oh my God, what we got to do?
Oh, wow.
So, Jazmine, we got that house together, and we actually sold that house twice. We sold it the first time we got it for $3,000. We put about $10,000 worth of rehab, and on notes, we sold it for $59,500 or something like that. Okay. And then the family got into a domestic dispute about 4 months later. So they got kicked out of the park. And so we could have held them to that contract, but we knew, Jazmine, 4-bedroom, 2-bath.
Right.
That's a go. That's a go. I tell anybody that. Student of mine or no student of mine. 4-bedroom, 2-bath. You sitting on a gold mine.
Right.
Within 9 days, we got that mobile home back up, and we sold it twice. So between the deposits both tenants gave us, the mobile home paid for itself. So now we just it's purely cash coming in our pocket.
Yeah. What are like the standard, like what are some standard terms when you're selling it on a rent to own or on a note type of situation? Is it like a 2-year, like what
no.
like a standard type of term?
No, I think our lease years and notes is 6 years.
Okay.
And then we have one is 8 years.
Okay.
So anywhere between 6 to 8 years.
Okay. Yeah. And is a part of their monthly going towards the purchase price?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That's very, very, and that's kind of the model that we are thinking about doing, is kind of doing like the rent to own, but also keeping some of just rentals. But we'll see once we get more into it, what that really entails and what that looks like.
But you know what, Jazmine, we were owner financing all our homes out until one of our park managers said, Kellie, y'all doing this wrong. I'm thinking, she don't know what she's talking about. I'm thinking, lady, please, I got a license. Get out of here. You don't know what you're talking about. And guess what, Jazmine? One day I went to go pay the lot rent, and she had a millionaire in the office. And she was like, Kellie, oh, this is the guy I wanted you to meet. I'm like, who? I'm thinking, he don't know what he talking about. Honey, please. He was a millionaire. He owned several parks. And he owned several mobile homes within that park. That's why he was there that day, to pay his lot rent and to see if she had any other properties. And we exchanged phone numbers and got on the phone. And this guy just blew my mind. He was like, Kellie, any mobile home that you get, rent it out. Rent it out. He was about maybe 10 years, 15 years older than I am. And he was like, he's been doing this over 20 years.
Wow.
Yeah, rent it out. That's where the money is.
Wow. Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm taking note of that. Trust me. I'm taking note of that. I'm listening. Trust me. I put you on here just to talk. Shoot, I'm taking note.
Okay, yeah. And matter of fact, Jazmine, we got a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, and they got 2 growing boys, and we've been hitting around. Hey, you want another mobile home in another park that doesn't allow renting? We'll let y'all go over there, and we'll rent, because we owner finance the home out to them. So in 7 years, they're gonna own a home, and we're gonna be out of payments.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Wow! But that makes so much sense. So much sense.
It does.
Oh my goodness. Well, look, I know you are. Look, first of all, let me just say, for you talking about 55. I'm like, my goodness, you look amazing.
Oh,
like,
thank you,
so beautiful.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I'm not gonna crack.
You right about that. Well, you know the deal. You're not cracking over there either. You know the deal.
I said, is she sick? I'm like, girl, you just looking good. You looking beautiful.
Thank you.
But honestly, I mean, I really just want to thank you for taking the time to like come on here with me. But more, I mean, even so, you are always sharing tons and tons of value, helping people answer questions in the groups. I mean, just giving real value and just being very transparent, sharing everything you have. So I want to just thank you, because I've learned so much from you, just literally reading your comments. I'm like, oh, hold on, Kellie commented something. Let me see what she wished. So
I appreciate that.
Which was just monetized now. So congrats.
Oh yeah. Yeah, so we're excited about that. Yes. And so, Jazmine, in my course, even though the cutoff is already, we're allowing 4 of our students to wholesale us mobile homes, but you had to have joined the course by December the 1st.
Wow,
that's the whole thing. So y'all missed it. So,
but definitely still get that course though.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, we might have something, later on down the pike, but we're allowing 4 of our students to wholesale us mobile homes, and we're not picking the students. The students going to bring us the deals. It's going to be all in public within our private Facebook page. And so, it's going to help the student, they'll be able to, talk to the park manager, negotiate with the seller. And we're just there to write the check. And so I know $15,000 doesn't seem like a whole lot of money, but we're trying to spend $15,000 for each mobile home that 4 of our students bring us, the first 4. And it can't be the same student. It has to be
right.
To keep it fair for everybody. But y'all missed it. But who knows? Maybe we'll have something else down the pipe.
Yeah, definitely. So tell them just a little bit. So the link is in the description to where you guys can access Kellie's course. But just tell us just a little bit of, about the course or where people can find you. Yeah, because I'm sure after tonight, everybody's going to want to get connected with Kellie.
Okay, so the name of the course is Heels, Deals, and Wheels Mobile Home Investing Course. It's available on Vimeo. Everything is on demand. It's basically like 101 videos, I believe.
Wow.
And the contracts are there. You have access to me. I'm very transparent, guys. I still work. You can text me. If I don't respond, you can go ahead and call me. But, you will get a return phone call within hours, especially if I'm up. I work night shift. Or before purchasing the course, if you have any questions, you can give me a call, 800-974-5580, or you can contact me on my personal Facebook account, Kellie, that's Kellie, and my last name is Harden, Harden. Now, guys, and we could do a Zoom before you purchase the course, but we're not going to be sitting over here hashing over the course. Don't think it's going to happen. I had somebody contact me. I'm like, are you serious? No, we're not going there. So, but anyway, we'll talk, because I do want to earn your business, guys. I'm also retired military, so I'm here for you guys that need me. We're small, but we're growing. And, and Jazmine, I'm seriously, when you say you want to interview me, I said, no, I put the dog away. I said, I got to make sure I'm ready for Jazmine and her tribe. I got to make sure I'm ready. So I appreciate you having me on here. I really do.
Thank you so much, Kellie. I appreciate you being here. And I'm just looking forward to, I need to come out to, what part of Texas?
I'm in Mansfield, Texas.
Is that near Dallas anyway?
Yeah, close to Dallas. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're supposed to come out
and Jazmine, where are you doing business out of?
I live in Maryland, but we're doing all of our mobile homes in North Carolina. We're moving to North Carolina by April, so we just started to do things down there because that's where we're headed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Right.
So we're primarily been in like the Asheville kind of area. Yeah, so we've just, like I said, we've just been wholesaling them right now, but now we're ready to start. I probably say next month now, we're ready to start buying them up and keeping them, holding on to them.
Because the market is a little better there in North Carolina than where you're at currently, isn't it? Or
to me, I mean, yes. I had on Nicole Briscoe.
Yeah,
like 2 weeks ago, or
that's my girl. Nicole,
I love her. She's amazing. She's like, girl, it's deals in Maryland, girl. You can go out there and get the deals in Maryland. But to me, for one, we're moving to North Carolina, and then 2, the abundance. It's just an abundance of deals in North Carolina. So that was just the states where we thought would be best for us. And we're doing which I'm talking about much later, but we're going to be developing a project in North Carolina as well. So there's a lot going on for us in North Carolina. So we're like, look, must be our space right now.
Right.
Yes.
Definitely.
But I greatly appreciate you joining me tonight. I'd love to just stay connected again. If I come out and come to wherever you are in Texas, I'll have to take you out and do something. But I just, again, thank you for your time and your commitment to this. And guys, definitely take time to head over to her page, follow her. The course is very, very,
it's affordable.
Very affordable. I mean, it's really it's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
So head over there. And Kellie, again, I just want to thank you so much for your time tonight. And just want to wish you and your family continued success.
Thank you. And y'all the same. Yeah. Thank you so much, Jazmine. I appreciate you.
Much. You are so welcome. So I'll be talking to you soon, Kellie. Everybody, Thank you all so much. We had a bunch of people saying thank you. I'm on Instagram. They saying dropping the handles. They saying 3 park managers. I'm on it. I love it.
All right.
How much, all these other questions. They said you don't got no haters in your family. That's a good thing.
You right about that. You right about that. Jazmine, not my immediate family. Let's just put let's put it like that. Not my immediate family. So yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
But Kellie, you have a great night. Thank you so much. And I'll definitely be in contact with you sometime soon.
All right. Thank you so much, Jazmine.
All righty. Talk to you. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye-bye.